What's up, guys?
And welcome to
Discussions with Yiangie.
I'm John.
And I'm Angie.
So, guys, we are finally here. We have made it all the way to episode
10. Woo, 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 woo.
So proud of you guys. So proud of us. So, guys, we are going to be continuing to give you all the advice, these stories, these comments, and everything, discussions that we have been doing, all the topics that we've read, all the topics you guys give us, all the topics in between, and everything you guys want. So keep joining us, keep growing. Let's keep hitting that subscribe button, hitting that like button, and commenting down all your topics and discussions that you guys want.
That's for YouTube, and for all the audio versions, remember to always rate or give it a thumbs up, whatever you have on your platform.
And suggestions.
Yep. Comment if you have a comment section, comment your suggestions, or you can always DM us your suggestions for topics as well.
Guys, remember that you guys can find us on Instagram as
Discussions with Yiangie.
And also our personal ones. Mine is Jan Rodriguez _.
Mine is Angie Tere Esparza.
You can also find us on TikTok, the same
ads for all three for our personals and our Discussions with Yiangie page.
Yep. And Snapchat, guys, because we are going on Snapchat as well. So make sure you guys hit us up there and give us a big follow, because you guys can see behind the scenes and stuff.
Yeah, not just for Discussions with Yiangie, but for anything that has to do with Yan or myself. You can see all that behind the scenes stuff there.
With that being said, let's get to the video.
Okay, so what are the topics today?
New era.
Oh, new era.
So what era are you in today, if somebody would to be asking you, Angie?
I would probably say I'm in my boss babe era.
Boss babe. Can you describe?
Yeah, so I mean, right now we've got our businesses that we've launched, that we're launching. I'm going into more of the project that I want to do, like acting. So it's just I'm in my boss time.
Okay.
What would you say your era is in?
My era is in more of I would say, creative mode. I've always been creative and building. So as creators, I've always found it fascinating on how to elevate us and elevate myself, if I'm speaking for myself, as a person. For example, focusing on a project, focusing on who I am, where I'm at, where I'm going. What do I mean by that? I mean that right now I am looking at like all the things that we need to do for how to make our brand, and every single way from ourselves to our shops, to our merch, to our brand, to our YouTube and social medias and everything, network, be better. I feel like I'm more of a creative person than I am a speaking person, which is more of a strength that I have, and that I'm growing into the speaking, because the speaking for me has always been in the back burner. I've always expressed with music more, like especially writing, as you can be a witness to it.
Yeah.
With that being said, I do expect to be more outgoing, because network has always been like something that I've been interested in. So like that has helped me with being out there. So my era of, I would say, creative and building, because I like building these foundations that we are strongly creating for now and the future.
And what would you say is our era together right now?
I would say we've been with each other for 5 years. I think we are in the transitioning era of like we are past the honeymoon era, but we are in a transitioning era of finding ourselves what we want to do. We for a long time, you guys might have not known, but we've had drafts, we've had logos, we've had discussions, we've had ideas, we've had money saved, we've had money lost, we've had so much things that we've done on the back burner that we would say later. About 2 or 3 years ago, we discussed about the businesses.
Yeah.
About 2 or 3 years ago, we discussed about network marketing. Right.
Yeah.
About 2 or 3 years ago, we were doing all like things that were new to us, and like just how we would go, right? And now we started when we were I was 25 and you were just 22.
Yeah.
Basically
21, 22.
Yeah, basically. So now I am 30 and you are 26, and so I feel like we're still in that transition area because we are still in that mode of like we are going into building a foundation on location, right? Executing the projects that we're doing and building our brand, so that I feel like we've covered the surface of what we wanted to do.
Yeah. Now we gotta dig in deeper.
Yeah, exactly. So there's still quite a lot of things to do, but exciting things to do. That's why I feel like we are in that. I'd say we are in a lot of eras, but that's mainly the big one.
The biggest one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah. Because I do think that we are, in our own sense, like you said, boss era. Because it is where we have different things where we weren't 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So with that being said, let's move on to the next part of the question. Another topic, and the other topic is personality traits you see on friends or people you know that you don't like. What is a personal trait that you see on people or people you don't like on?
I'd probably say a personality trait that I don't like on people. I don't know if this can be technically considered a personality trait. It might, but it's when like people are cocky, like they're cocky for really no reason, just other than the fact that is, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how they are. Like, they're just cocky and about whatever it is that they're doing, whether it's not even what they want to be doing, they're still like cocky about it. That would probably be the main one for myself.
Personality trait that I don't like about people is I feel like when they stop like trying to be with you because you don't have the things that you say you like, like people that only are there for the good times and not there for the bad
For the bad, yeah.
So I don't like that. I never understood that. So yeah, for me it's that kind of people that I don't know. With the next part being said, what are things that you love about each other?
Things that I love about each other.
I think they're talking about us.
Yeah. Yeah. I would probably say how communicative we are with each other. If especially when it comes to like setting goals and, kind of coming up with a plan of what our next steps are going to be. But just in general, the communication between one another.
I feel like, if we're being honest here,
Mm-hmm.
one thing that I love about Angie is that she is somebody that will pick up the slack. What I mean with that, out of both of us, I'm here and I will be pledged of allegiance that I am the more lazy one, if you call it like that. If it wasn't for Angie picking it up like that, uh, fast, she is like, okay, non-going and strong in that sense. So with that, I have to give you your flowers on that. And yeah, that's one of the things that I also like, that she's super like generous, like too generous sometimes. I always tell you,
Yeah.
you always
Yeah.
like, I'm always there, no? Like, I'm always telling you, babe, you're like, no,
Yeah,
don't
like
be like this
don't
to
be such a
people.
pushover or stuff like
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
like,
And also one other thing that I like, you kind of touched on with what era you're in, but I love how creative you are. Like if you can literally make an idea, like you can be creative of like make something up out of nothing, you know?
yeah. So yeah, that's something that's big on us. So that is what we love about each other. What is, guys? We want to know what you guys love about each other. What you guys love about us, and what era you guys in. Um, when did you guys first see us? How did you guys see us? Was it on this podcast? Was it on a YouTube? Was it on a short? Was it on a Facebook? Was it on, I don't know.
And Instagram,
Yeah.
TikTok.
Where did you guys first follow us? Where did you guys first meet us? Did you guys meet us as the couple, or did you guys meet us as individuals, or did you see her Instagram, my TikTok, her TikTok? Were you on the lives? Guys, we want to know all of that.
And if you guys are in a couple, or even if you're like on your like single, let us know what you love about yourself or what you love about your significant other.
And guys, we want to do another segment where maybe if you guys send us like stories about like relationship stuff that you guys have had in the past, or dates, we'll read them out if you guys want to.
Yeah, they could be good, they could be bad, they could be ugly.
Yeah.
Send us your stories.
Yeah.
Funny, sad, and you're okay with us reading them out, send them to us.
All right, guys. We will be writing the email down if you guys want to send us the email or DM us, whatever you want.
Yeah.
With that being said, so next topic is horoscopes.
Ooh, horoscopes.
Okay.
So, what's your main sign?
So I did not know my main sign, so I'm just gonna be honest here. Well, I did know my main sign, but I did not know my moon or ascendant sign. So before we did this, so we were talking about this not too long ago.
Okay, but what's your main one?
My main one is Scorpio.
Scorpio.
Yeah, what's yours?
My main one is I'm technically on the cusp of Sagittarius and Scorpio. So when it's a leap year, I'm a Scorpio, but every other year I'm a Sagittarius.
Okay. So what is our moon? What's your moon? You go first.
My moon is Virgo. Okay, so being moon Virgo, I almost said virgin. Virgo moon. It says being born under a.
My coffee's done, guys.
So it says being born under a Virgo moon means reason and logic will reign supreme. Preferring to listen to your inner chatter in your head, you sometimes leave out the tapping of your heart. Distrust of feelings is a natural expression. So instead, decisions are usually made after a thorough review of all aspects. whether in their profession or love, which I think I do that. So, yeah, I feel like from what I've read so far, I feel like that is definitely me. I do think about something a lot before I actually go into the decision making.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Yeah, definitely.
Um, Having a moon in Virgo makes you rarely have spontaneous outbursts of emotion, remaining very calm and balanced in your environment, which is also very true. You rarely need to go out of your way to do something crazy. Comfort comes when something goes according to plan, enjoying life when it runs smoothly, and are surprisingly open to questions about how you do it. Happiness comes when you find happiness is finding your usefulness in society. I would have to agree with that.
All right.
So that is my moon sign, and then my ascending sign is Scorpio. So on every leap year, I'm Scorpio, right? Ascendant Scorpio. So let's see what Scorpio traits are for ascendants. So Scorpio ascendant people show remarkable consistency and persistence. They can be reluctant to deviate from their original ideas and do not want to hear, let alone follow advice from others, which I don't think that is 100% true for me. Like if I get advice on someone, like from someone, I usually like take that into consideration. But I feel that could be like the moon in Virgo, you know? Because I have to think about something a lot before I either decide to switch it or not.
Okay.
So, in doing this, they sometimes put their own needs aside to dedicate themselves entirely to the success of their ventures, which I feel that is true. Scorpio ascendant people are very idealistic and can be painstaking perfectionists, which is 100% me. If something's not done perfectly, I have to redo it. Like folding laundry, it has to be a certain way for it to go in its place.
And while she's doing that, guys, I wanted to give you guys a shout out to everybody that's watching, everybody that's listening so far. If you haven't, please, if you're on the Audible, like always, rate us, comment, and favorite this podcast. Make sure to share it, download it. We see all the love and support. Thank you so much. If you're on YouTube, if you have never seen our faces before, make sure you hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below what is your horoscope and what era you are in.
Okay, so it's your turn.
All right, guys. So I have my first and main one that I know about is Scorpio. Now my moon is Gemini, which is weird because I never knew I was a Gemini on moon. So do I just
you can click it to get the description? Yeah.
All right, guys. So knowledgeable Gemini moon. So it says, and I quote, when you are born with a moon in Gemini, you will be feeling safe and secure by having a wealth of knowledge that is available and at your fingertips. Creole moon makes you lean towards knowing the weather and top news events for the day, navigating your environment with your eyes closed and superpower, knowing your neighbors feels good on the inside. But that does make sense. I'm guessing this is part of it too.
Yeah.
So it says you may feel pleasant to impart or disseminate your knowledge to other people, progressing into the natural broadcaster. You become a source of information,
which I feel that is true, especially with your family.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I feel like with your family, you're more like, when you talk to them, you like pour out all your knowledge, especially if they ask you about something that you know.
Yeah.
You pretty much say it like you're a broadcaster, like you're like a news reporter type thing.
Yeah.
So I feel like that is you.
Yeah, that's true. The ideal exchange of you is the pass on your experience while learning something new in a conversation. Other people's reaction and perceptions add to the interpretation it is giving, and receiving indifference and excitement. In general, those with a Gemini moon are only comfortable if they can communicate effectively and understand for their peace of mind. They need variety and exchange in everyday life leaves them somewhat dissatisfied.
Which I feel like it's true for you too. If your day to day is exactly the same, you get kind of bored.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
For Geminis.
Are you gonna read the whole thing?
Oh no.
I mean, you're almost done.
That's okay. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So.
Which I feel like there was a lot in there that was you.
Yeah. Crazy how it's true.
Yeah, and then your moon is at the top, or your ascendant.
My ascendant. So is my ascendant like the second?
I don't know exactly what order
because
it goes in.
That was like yours, no? Scorpio and Sagittarius? Or is that just because they're next to each other?
That's just because I guess based on the time I was born, the place, and the date.
So my ascendant is Pisces.
Pisces. Ooh, let's hear this one.
So it says mystical and geek dreamer. So it's Pisces ascendant. You can have a hard time defending themselves against external influences and find themselves in a vulnerable position with all its mundane issues and consistent struggles. Everyday life is not always easy to master for these people. As a result, they quickly withdraw from their problems and dream of a different, more peaceful and loving, better world. They often connect more with the nature worlds than people. Well, I don't know about nature, but well, yeah, no, because of like the environments that I want to go to and places that I want to be with, no?
Yeah, but I don't necessarily agree that you connect more with natural world than people, because you do still connect really well with people.
Yeah.
So that's not like it is true, but not like 100%.
Yeah. Pisces ascendant are happy to talk about all the philosophy truth at the core of their existence. Bless you.
Thank you.
Philosophy, spiritual and religion can be their favorite topics.
Not really for you.
Not really. However, they sense that there's is much more to discover beneath the surface in a more incredible expand outside. Yep. Huh?
I would feel like that part is more true than, because you don't really talk about like philosophy, religion. That's not really.
No. Alrighty. So that is a little bit about our horoscopes and our ascendant, our moon, and our first.
Yeah, and guys, if you want to find out your own moon ascendant signs, we will leave the link for the website that we use to find ours in the description down below. If there is a description for the audio podcast, we will leave it there. If not, definitely go check us out on YouTube for the link.
With that being said,
our last segment.
So our segment of the day.
By the a-hole.
Why does it say differently though?
What do you mean?
Look.
Oh, because that one is would I be the a-hole? But we have switched spots if you guys are listening in, because we are doing the segment of Am I the a-hole, which I will be reading. Okay, so this one says, would I be the a-hole if I told the guy I'm seeing that the reason I can't see him anymore is the sex? Oof, this sounds like it's gonna be a interesting one.
Yeah.
So it starts off by saying, hey everyone, I'm going to try and make this short and simple. So the person is 28 female, have been seeing this guy I met off Hinge, who is 31 male, for almost 3 months now. We started doing more sexual things over the last month or so. Obviously, it's still new, so I understand that the sex might not be great at first. However, I notice that every single time we attempt sex, he finishes extremely fast or he will have trouble staying hard. Most of the time, he'll finish before we even...
Before we continue this, if you have underage kids, or if you're underage, please
skip this part.
skip this part. It was nice. Thank you for supporting, and thank you for watching until this part. But we advise you guys. This is up to here that you guys can listen to.
Yeah, I will try to tone it down as much as I can, but obviously there's some stuff that there's really no other way you can tone it down.
All right, guys.
So thank you guys for watching if you guys are underage. Okay, so where was I? Most of the time he'll finish before we even actually do the deed. Like during foreplay. He'll do things to me that feel good, but I never finish. And it's getting annoying to me that we can't really do it. There's always something, whether it's him not being able to stay hard or him finishing way too quickly or before the deed even starts. We only were able to successfully do the deed one time and he came in less than a minute, so it feels like it barely counts. Other than the issue, he's a great guy. We have fun together and things feel like it's growing serious because he's already tried to be in a committed relationship with me. But I told him I needed more time before I can be exclusive with him. I thought maybe he was nervous or hasn't had a partner in a long time. But you would think he would try to address the issue, right? He never says anything. Sometimes if it goes limp, he'll nervously say it just needs more time. Or if he finishes fast, he'll nervously say sorry, but that's it. This happened to me before with an ex, but he would panic and state this is not something that typically occurs, and to give him time. So I waited it out, and the deed ended up being great. But the fact he hasn't tried really talk about it makes me believe maybe this is just how he is in bed. I'm not really sure what to do, but I can't just accept this as our sex life. Would I be the a-hole if I ended things? And if he asks for an explanation, I feel really awkward bringing that up, especially since he hasn't. I don't want to make him feel bad, as I know that's a hurtful subject. Advice needed, please. So, what do you think? Would she be the a-hole?
Okay, guys. So I hope that before we continue, that you're over the age of the limit, whether it's 18 or 19, wherever you are, or whatever age it is. So I think that my advice, my experience, my knowledge on this topic is that we all know that women can go miles and rounds on any man, right? Mm-hmm. So like it's natural for a female to finish and continue.
Yeah, but easy. She's saying they never even get to that point.
Yeah, he's 31, right?
Yeah.
So it could be a problem of like how he is like his body, his system, or maybe the nerves or anything. Mm-hmm. So I don't really all we know about is what she's telling us, right? We don't know anything on his side, right?
But she doesn't either.
Exactly. So I can't really judge him. I don't want to judge him too much. Like that's what I'm trying to say. Like judge him.
It's not really you judging him. It's more of you saying would the girl be an a-hole if she decided to end things with him because of their intimate life?
I think if you don't discuss it with your partner, there is a problem or the solution, like not solution, but like if you guys don't communicate fully, or like because she might hurt his feelings or anything, if it hurts his feelings, then it's obviously not mature enough to be in a relationship where like you can feel comfortable to talk about a topic that you guys as in a relationship, as a couple, should be able to be comfortable enough to feel comfortable to like be like, this is what I need, this is what I like, and this is what I like, you know?
Yeah. Well, to be fair on the guy's part, well, I don't know if it can be to be fair on the guy's part, but to be fair, they've only known each other for 3 months. It's not like they've been in a relationship for a year or more, where you're like you have that like
You really want to talk about a year or how long?
no, but I'm saying for them to at least him to feel comfortable in talking about that. Maybe he needs a bit more time to feel that comfort. Whereas, like, if he does have an issue and he brings it up to her when they're only 3 months in, that could, like, he might think, oh, she might leave me because I have this issue, or oh, she might judge me or laugh at me because we don't have that strong connection of like if we've been with together for 6 months to a year.
Yeah, and that makes sense. It's just that I feel like intimacy is really important on both sides, and if you're not pleasant, like let's say if it was the opposite around, right? Like if the girl wasn't hot enough for you, or if the girl was not, you weren't attracted to her, or you weren't able to like get hard, or you weren't able to satisfy yourself because of it, right? Then would he be sticking around? You get what
That
I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like a guy is easy to be like, if I don't find you attractive,
I'm gonna dump
I'm
you.
gonna dump you.
Yeah.
But why does it feel like she has to like get nervous of being an a-hole and seeing, oh, but he seems like he wants to do, if he, like if there's a thing called want, and then there's a thing called provide or can exceed. Maybe you guys are good in one section, but if he can't deliver on another section where he's at, where you're at, then it's still not, you guys, especially on something that you guys should be able to be on the same level. Because intimacy is something that is based on love, based on attraction,
Yeah.
based on experience, based, you can fake it, but it is not a good thing too
Yeah.
on a person that that you show love to, right? And I feel like they are feeling those emotions strong without knowing, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
um there's a thing called taking it slow, but also the intimacy has to grow, even because I feel like if you said 3 weeks to a month, I would get it, but it's 90 days, and I feel for a guy, unless there's something like medical in the intimacy by 3 weeks to a month, I don't think you should be forced to, just because you guys are getting along and he's showing, like, because that's one of the main things that you as a couple show first, your love. And what do I mean by love? I mean by, like, it's not a gift, and it's not something I have to go out my way to, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You should be able to show that intimacy together by, like, maybe try to, like, if you can't get it, hard, there's other foreplays that, like, to turn on a woman with, I don't want to turn this into like
Yeah, so let's
yeah,
just leave it at that.
you
So, do you
know.
think she would be an a-hole or she would not be an a-hole if she
Uh,
broke things off?
I don't think she would be an a-hole because I feel like it would be like precipitated as a bad thing. We're
Yeah.
just looking at it about it because she's worried. She's worried that she's doing the wrong thing.
Yeah.
But it's all about the intimacy that you have to feel for somebody. If they don't feel it or they can't do it, what she doesn't know if he really loves her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He can show it in different ways, but the intimacy is if it's something that's so important to you, you know what I'm saying? Then, like for example, when it becomes us, intimacy in the bed is important for both of us, you know?
Yeah.
So like when we pleasure each other, it has to be both of us, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So otherwise it's not what like it's not you want it or I want it in a sense of like that, you know?
Yeah. Well, I don't think she would be an a-hole if she, broke up with him because of it. I feel like her worry is more of like that double standards thing that I talk to you a lot about. Whereas like sometimes one thing is okay for a man to do, but then when a woman does it, they get like criticized and all of that. So I think that's what is her worry most of all. But I don't think she would be an a-hole but for breaking up with him. What I think they should do is just sit down and have like an actual conversation, because if he is trying to be in a committed relationship with her, this is something they would need to talk about before they either move forward or end things.
Yeah. But before that, like sometimes, yeah, like what you I'm gonna go based on what you just told me, like about what you tell me all the time. I feel like in society we tend to like, it's not that it's okay, but like for a man, like when something happens, if it's the guy doing something, it happens so much that we turn the eye. Not even like we saw a movie that 3% of the victims get away, like only 3% of the victims survive or get away with it. Like, you know what?
Escape, yeah.
Escape.
Yeah. The a-hole?
No.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so the last am I the a-hole for this episode is, am I the a-hole for setting boundaries with my stepdaughter and making her cry? So I, female 28, so the person's 28-year-old female, have been married to my husband, who is a 30-year-old male, for 3 years. He has a 10-year-old daughter from a previous relationship. She's a sweet girl, but lately she's been testing my patience. A few weeks ago, she came to me complaining about not getting enough attention from her dad. I understood where she was coming from, but I was busy working on my own projects and trying to manage household duties. I tried to explain that it's important for both parents to have their own time and space, but she didn't take it well. Last night, she barged into my room while I was working and started demanding my attention. I gently told her I needed to focus on my work and would be free later. Instead of accepting that, she threw a fit, saying I didn't love her like her dad does. I felt really hurt and frustrated, and I told her that while I care about her, it's essential for her to respect my boundaries. She ended up crying and ran to her dad, who then came to me and said I was too harsh. I feel guilty for making her cry, but I also believe it's important to establish boundaries. Am I the a-hole for wanting her to understand that my work is important too? Your thoughts?
My thoughts, it's simple. I don't think she's an equal. I think that when you come into a relationship with a kid on a new one and you are a stepfather or stepdaughter, stepmother, I feel like your responsibility has to balance in between your life, your work, and like stepping up, but also, let's say, I feel like there's a way of like showing how like for example, I see that, like, imagine if you were in a new relationship and you had Gabriela, right?
Yeah.
We've raised her enough where she knows how to behave, you know? Like,
Yeah.
if I had another woman in her life and a stepmother, she would, you know what I'm saying? She would know, because she's been with you so long and you are her mother. It's the way I feel like how they were raised by their parents, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And what's good and what's not good. I feel like this whole attention thing was because before the mother, when they were in a relationship, or I don't know if the dad gives her like too much attention to where like it becomes a problem, in the sense of like the stepmother can't even do her job because she has to feel like she's bad on the stepdaughter if she doesn't give her the attention that she deserves.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. I don't think the person writing this is the a-hole, because I mean, it's work. We don't know what she does for work. If she's like on an important business call, business meeting, and she needs to be in complete silence because it's an important meeting, then that is something that her stepdaughter would need to understand. We also don't know their situation of the father with his past relationship. Maybe the mom was like a stay-at-home mom who wasn't really working, so she had that time to give all the attention to her daughter, which at the end of the day is also her actual, like, her blood daughter.
Now, we're not saying here that it's okay to ignore a kid or to just like not give them even 50% of the relationship attention, because it's not their fault that you got into a new relationship as well.
Yeah.
But as an understanding that there should be a communication. As far as, I don't think she's an a-hole, but the stepmother should be comfortable enough to be like, hey, your stepdaughter, like your daughter's been like really like wanting attention. If there's anything, how would you like want me, like any, like, you know, like communicate with the father, partner, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And see what you guys can solve, and to provide for the
Go ahead, I'm just plugging in the laptop.
and so for that situation in that format on like relationship, because if you guys are in a new relationship with kids that are from a past relationship, you guys should be able to communicate always about what we can do to grow and develop this new format of relationship, advice, and always grow together for the better for each other, for both parties.
I agree. And also, I mean, the mom, like the stepmom, was not rude about it. She just said that right now she was busy and she couldn't give her the attention, but she's free later. Like, she's saying, I can't right now, but I am free later. I'll give you all the attention you want. It's not like she's being rude about it and saying like, I'm not giving you any attention, like, go away.
Yeah.
You know?
All right. Guys, so that is it for today. Guys, if you guys are listening to us on any audio platforms, please be sure to rate ours and give us the ratings that you think our podcast has been doing. Thank you all for the amazing reviews, and thank you all for the amazing comments, the feedbacks. And with that being said, if you guys are watching us on YouTube as well, make sure to give this, if you have never seen our faces before, a thumbs up to the video, subscribe to the video, and comment down below your situation and your horoscopes.
Yeah. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Until then,
I'm John.
And I'm Angie.
And this is Discussions with Yiangie.
Bye.